Hey fifth graders! Recently, a wildfire swept through the area where I'm sitting. You might think that after a wildfire, the ground would be bare with no regrowth. But if you get a little closer, you'll see some blades of grass already popping out of the soil. So it looks like the fire may have stimulated the growth of the grass. What do you think that this area will look like in 20 years?
We are at Ballarat right now, standing in a location that was actually a burn area 20 years ago. What are some things that you noticed that would help you to realize that this was a burn area? There's a stump that still has evidence of a burn. And if you also look at the bottom of these trees, you can see where the burn was. The burn that happened here was considered a surface level burn, which means that the fire stayed close to the ground. And we can tell that because the tops of these trees are still living. And this is what it would look like after everything in the last 20 years has grown back. We are still in the burn area from 20 years ago, but this is an example of a crown fire. And a way to know that it was a crown fire is you can see the tops of all these trees are burned, right? And when we hear the word crown, we think of like kings and queens wearing crowns at the top of your head. And so this fire will burn along the surface and then climb up to the very top of the tree and burn all the way through the trees. If you were wondering what a forest looks like 20 years after the fire, this is a pretty good example. You'll notice all the new growth on the ground, and then as we move up, you can see little tiny trees starting to form, but you also notice all the dead, leftover trees from the fire. Now that you've had the opportunity to observe what an area would look like 20 years after a fire, I want you to think about what this area will look like in 50 years. So there's obviously nature that's going to take its course and help the forest recover, but humans can have an impact too. So one of the things humans can do is called fire mitigation. And fire mitigation means to reduce the risk of fire spread. And one way that we do this in a forest is by taking away the ladder fuel. Ladder fuel is when the tree has all those branches super low to the ground, and when we take them away, we reduce the fire from going up to the tops of the tree as a crown fire.
So if you're looking on either side of me, you'll see a pretty significant difference. The fire was coming from this way, and in an effort to stop it, firefighters came through with a bulldozer to create this line. So you can see on this side of me the damage from the fire, and if you look at the ground here, you see a clear fire line. So after the fire, firefighters again came through to mix up this dirt. As you can see, it's turned over and there's vegetation and rocks added in. And this is to help the seeds grow, and so our forest can regenerate quicker. These trees are growing too close together. If there were to be a crown fire, you can see it would easily spread from the tops of the trees all the way down. One way to prevent this from happening is to thin out the trees, kind of like we did in the fireboard study. This not only helps prevent the crown fire from spreading, but it also helps the taller trees grow healthier to create a healthier forest in general.